All right, welcome to the Breakaway podcast. It's been a while since we've had an episode, but we got a good one today. Head coach Neill Collins joining us. Thanks for joining us, Coach. You got some weather outside that might remind you of home a little bit.
It definitely does. It also reminds me of one of the reasons I came here. To not have that every day. It's not got the freezing cold weather to go along with the rain. Yeah. It's been pretty pleasant. It was actually quite nice training in it today.
Yeah. I'm sure it's definitely nice. Is this no, it's not the first rain you've had since you've been here, but there's been not many, not like last night at least.
This is the most I've definitely seen. I mean, even pre-season, I was warned that it could rain, but it was really good. Mm-hmm. So the weather's been fantastic. Today it's been rained a lot.
Yeah. Long season. It seems like the league season now is just it's so long, and I'm sure it weighs on players. I'm sure it weighs on you a little bit as a coach. But now and we'll talk about the Jaeger Cup final here for a second. But as you guys look forward, how do you try and keep the guys focused? They got a couple big games coming up, but at the same time, you kind of know where you might finish. How do you keep the guys focused here going into the home stretch?
Yeah, it is a long season. There's no question. That's part of what makes it such a challenge for everyone, and why at the end, the best can rise to the top, because it's about that consistency. In terms of trying to keep the players engaged, it's a lot of different things through the season. There's times through the season we try to do things outside of football, but now we're at the point where you're trying to remind them all the hard work they've put in, which they have. They've put in so much hard work. Don't let that go to waste. Now's the time that we got to put that all to good use. Mm-hmm. We're coming down what you maybe call the finishing straight. This is the time where you want to kick for the finish and really not slow down. You want to speed up. And I think we're in a position to do that. Definitely got to manage people in respect to players that have played 30 games.
Yeah.
What do they need? What does a guy that's maybe played 10 games but is now really coming into some form? They all need different things. I think the staff have done amazing with that. And I think the players, as I say, the players have been really good, and they've kept a great togetherness amongst themselves. So credit to the players for that.
You guys, obviously disappointing result in the cup final. But you leave that game, and obviously it's different from, a playoff match or losing a final where your season's over. You then turn around, you have more games. So what was your message kind of following the loss?
Yeah, listen, I think there's no getting away from the fact it was a major disappointment for everyone involved in the club. When you've got a home final, you expect to win, you prepare to win, and we all desperately wanted to win. The first thing you got to remind the players and everyone is, you've got to get there, and we got there, and we expected to win. But big clubs, big teams, the top in their field sometimes lose finals. Mm-hmm. We get another opportunity. That is the big message. We get another opportunity. We get to go and challenge, for the league and challenge for the playoffs. So not often you get to do that after losing such a big game. We do, and I think that's got to be the message. And I think what people sometimes forget is these guys have all showed resilience at some point in their life, in their career. That's why they got to this stage of being a professional athlete. There's no time to feel sorry for yourself. You want to for a day or two, but now it's about who's going to respond, who's going to use those disappointments as fuel. And that's what, for me, the top elite do. When they lose something, they brings them back stronger, and that's what we've got to do. Mm-hmm.
After the game, you guys stayed out and watched Hartford, which I'm sure was hard for you, hard for the players. Was, a lot of sometimes teams, they go into the locker room for that. Was that a point of pride for you guys to stay out and watch that, or what was the reason behind it?
There's two or three things. I think you've got to acknowledge the team that's won, in terms of give them the respect of watching them lift the trophy, however you feel and however hard it is. Secondly, I think it's just a reminder of, you don't want to, it is the worst thing. Having to do that is one of the hardest things. Every bone in your body is telling you to get out, mm-hmm. get away, but you've got to force yourself to see it, to say, we can't feel like this again. Next time we're here, let's make sure someone else is watching us. So that's it, but it's definitely tough.
You put yourself through the pain to basically help motivate yourself to make sure you never happens again. I love that. It's and then you leave and it's really interesting where you have more games to play. So it's such a kind of rare situation in these mid-season cup tournaments with this Open Cup where you have more left to play. How much has the motivation, do you think, kind of built back with the players that you've seen in training? I know it didn't get the result this last week in Hartford, but I thought played pretty well. Like, how do you get that motivation to get them back to wanting that more?
I think we'll see that over the coming weeks.
Yeah.
I probably couldn't ask for a lot more in Hartford. We've won a lot more games this year and not played to that level. Mm-hmm. We made a couple of uncharacteristic defensive errors, but the way we created, the way we played, we're at a stage in the season now where we're really winning's all that matters. But if we play like that, you are going to have to perform to win games. If we play like that, we're going to be on the right track. And I think the players took a lot of confidence from that. Now it's about us putting it all together.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned your ability to and the team with the depth. You had that Wednesday match before the final, which was a huge win with a lineup that had a lot of rotation in it. Some guys playing in a position like Don Vonner really hadn't quite played in that role for as long as he did, played really well. When you see guys who maybe hadn't been getting as many minutes step up in those situations, makes your job as a coach harder, but also when you start to head into these single elimination tournament style playoff games down the road here, it then makes your life a little easier knowing you can trust guys on your bench. What is that like to have a group like that who are all locked in and ready?
Yeah, so when you make those changes for that game, we felt it was the right thing to do, and it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for guys to show, because I know that they feel, I should be playing more. I've never really met a player that doesn't think he should be playing more.
Sure.
So there's an opportunity. And then some of the guys really, they all really stepped up. They really showed that they were physically ready. They performed well. And you're going to have hard decisions to make. You want them to be those ones. Mm-hmm. Who to leave out. The final was tough. Who to put on the bench. Right. You don't want to be in a position of it's hard decisions because you don't have many options. Guys are out of form. So right now I think that we've got guys pushing, guys that maybe haven't featured as much and now starting to show so it's a great position to be in, and we want to be in a point where the guys are making it so difficult, for us to pick a team. So hopefully we have that in the next 3 weeks.
Are you headed to the San Francisco Bay Area from Auburn or Sacramento? You can take Capital Corridor and avoid the traffic. Whether it's a spontaneous getaway or a planned adventure, enjoy our train's scenic views, room to stretch, and a cafe car to sip and snack. Visit capitalcorridor.org. Your train, your way. Made in the Shade Tent Rentals is your #1 choice for tent rentals in Sacramento and throughout Northern California. From concerts, festivals, to corporate events, outdoor dining, to private special events, construction, manufacturing, or farming, whenever you need shade, whatever the occasion, we've got you covered. Visit madeshade.com to inquire about options. That's MADE shade.com. Well, and I think it's also the fact that you have a lot of depth on the roster, but then your decision in terms of making the 18 is not an easy task, like you just said. Then you had guys who, like Justin Portillo, played really well in that Wednesday match. We hadn't seen him feature much this year. And you get to the point where you're like, whew. I mean, even making the 2023 is going to be tough for some of these, and making these decisions down the stretch. That's obviously a good problem to have, but have you seen the competition in training kind of since that little stretch get more competitive as guys know, hey, if I continue to play well, I might break into the 18 and then get a few more opportunities?
One of the things, Connor, that probably a lot of people don't appreciate with the schedule that we've had is we've not had the opportunity to train as a whole group very often. And it probably hurt us slightly in the final. We were able to rest those guys for the Wednesday, which was huge physically, but they probably didn't get the training they needed that week compared to maybe Hartford, who were able to prepare. Not an excuse, but just a reflection on that. So we feel as if we've always had one group half training, one group full training. Today was a good example of what you're speaking about. Yes, today was competitive. Today was guys you could definitely see wanting to show, want to play, want to be in the team. So I think leading into the end of the season, we've got another 3-game week, so probably not a lot of training, but heading into that playoff week, I expect to see the best of everyone, wanting to be out there, wanting to put themselves in position. And I think players need to always remember that you're always being, I don't mean judged in a negative way, but you can always have a positive impact. Sometimes a couple of training sessions can really put you to the forefront of the coaching staff's mind, and might just think, you know what, suits you this week, and you go in and you don't look back.
You mentioned the training piece before the final, not being able to train. It seemed like, what other takeaways do you have from the final you guys will utilize heading into the single elimination playoffs?
I think it's small margins. I think
Right.
it really was really small margins.
Totally.
I don't think we've, I think we've got to make your own luck, and I think that's why we've got to keep at it, keep working hard, keep looking at what we can improve. We had 3 great opportunities from set pieces prior to Hartford scoring. We hit the post. Lee had a header just the wrong side of the post. Ryan JJ had a header in the middle of the goal, and then they score off a set piece, having not really created a whole lot. So small margins are important. How can we make the small margins go in our favour? And then how can we do a little bit better if we are behind, and we can put them under more pressure quicker? So I think playing in a game like that, where the winner takes everything, just the experience itself should stand the players in good stead. I think a lot of them, if they were being honest, probably felt that they didn't perform to the level that they can, and maybe it's just a reminder of what gives these guys success. What do you do that makes you a good player? And I thought we've seen that a lot more on Saturday past.
Yeah. You got, not a ton of games left, obviously, and then you head into playoffs. How much does getting a number 1 seed matter for you guys? Are you more just trying to balance bodies heading into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to go right to the last game to get the number 1 seed. I think on Saturday, had we won and Tulsa dropped points, it would have been really game on. But as I say, we'll go right to the final. We want to finish as high up as we possibly can, because we think it then logically gives you the best chance.
Sure.
But we also know that
Anything can happen.
anything can happen.
Yeah.
Being at home, in front of our home fans, I think gives us the best chance, but we've shown that we can go and we can win away. And I'm a great believer, once you get in the playoffs, you've got to win the first one. Clearly.
Yeah.
Win the first one. And then the next game you're playing against a team that's also won first playoff game. So confidence is generally high in both teams. And then you take it as it comes from there. So we've got 3 important league games between now and then. But it's just human nature to start thinking of, what's coming.
But you mentioned you got 3 big games. They're in a tight window. So you're going to probably be able to see a lot of different guys get opportunities, which is, I guess, a good thing heading into the playoffs. We've seen guys play really well. You've got a tough decision to make all over the field when it comes, time to make that 11 and 18 for playoffs. But how do you, fine tune and try and roll out lineups these next 3 games that I'm sure you're not really testing things at this point. It's all tactical decisions, making sure you're focused and ready to win each and every night.
Yeah, we're going to pick a team Friday to try and win that game, because it's an important game. So we're going to pick the best team available to us. There's probably a couple of players that right now are carrying small injuries that we have to, get them in the best place possible. So there's all those things. But what I've found is amazing as well, come this stage of the season. Like, when you get into the playoffs, it's a one-off game, and that's where guys, and it's up to me and the staff to decide, like, who are the best guys to win is this game.
Right.
Might not have been your most regular team throughout the year. It's who is the best guys, who do we think are ready, the temperament, the form, the attitude to come in and do the business. Slightly different to the Jägermeister, you've got extra time in the playoffs as well, so that's something that we've got to consider. So as I say, I can't wait to it, but I'm looking forward to Friday night, because I think that's going to be like a playoff game in itself this Friday against Lexington.
Yeah. We've seen you, I think you do a really good job with this and talking to players. It seems like it's a really big strength of yours is keeping guys who haven't been getting minutes motivated. And we saw a guy like Ryan JJ who wasn't getting minutes early in the season, who has now stepped into the lineup with injuries, and he's performed really, really well. Portillo, you can make the case. Luis Felipe's had that happen. What do you think? Like, what do you do? And I've seen you out pregame on home games where you're out with those guys training, even though they may not be in the 18, but like, what are some of what's the thought process on making sure that you value those guys and tell them like, hey, your time is coming?
It's really hard.
Everybody wants to play.
I think it's really hard, and I feel it's the biggest credit for anyone that, like Ryan, JG, Justin, the credit's them. Justin Portillo's had weekends where he's not travelled. Mm-hmm. I've been there as a player. It's tough. You don't feel valued when you're not travelling with the team. It's just a fact. Try to be as upfront with them in terms of where they're at. I do think sometimes in football you forget that sometimes there's just guys that we feel are doing really well, and it's not that you're doing badly, it's just we feel that those guys are maybe doing a bit better. Yeah. But that's not the way you feel. And I always just try we always try as a staff to prepare them as best we possibly can so that when their chance does come, they're in a position to take it. Mm-hmm. Like, look, from a physical standpoint, it's always looking at the individual. What you need, what I need might be different, so can we get them so they're ready? Mm-hmm. Martin, Eric, Bradley always as well, like, right, do they need extra on the training pitch? Right, come on. Because their job, I think, is to get everyone ready, it's not just the first 11. And I try to, as best I possibly can, show that empathy of I've been there. I really, really know that I'm not be their favourite person at the time because effectively I'm affecting their life. They want to play. And again, it comes down to them. They've got two choices, really, only one choice. The only way to get back in is to train hard, show a good attitude, be a good teammate. If they want to speak to me about it, tell me they disagree, I'm always willing to do that. Yeah. But then recognise, like, you know, the opportunities come. So it's a credit to the squad, I think, that at this point in the season we've still got so many guys that you could turn to if we needed them.
When you guys, I know you guys do a lot of film work. I know Eric is a film junkie, always watching, crunching the tape. How much are you guys watching? Because I know early in the season you're probably like watching your own games a lot. Okay, what are we doing here? But as the season goes along, are you more focused on the other team, kind of knowing where you guys are at as a team, or do you go back and watch just as much as you would have of your games as you would have earlier in the season?
It's probably a process that doesn't change drastically. So Eric will have a process of he'll watch the opposition the most. He'll probably watch the most to get a fuller picture. I'll always start with their last game. Martin, Bradley, so together with that. But then same with our own team. Mm-hmm. I'll always watch our last game. I feel that very, very rarely, I could probably count on one hand the games that I've maybe not watched back for whatever reason because it's just not been useful. Yeah. But I generally watch it because I feel if a player wants to ask me something, having watched it back, I can give them an even better. And so I think there's more of a process. I think the final always slightly different because it's a real one-off. I think the playoffs we'll need to know as much about the opponent as possible. But I think 80-20, can we make sure that we're good and we're doing the things that we give us success? I find that one of the most enjoyable parts of the job is like, how can we be better and how can within what we be better at hurt the opposition? And yeah, it's good. And that's where Eric particularly is really, really good at that.
You watch the games on on the Spidio feed, right? Not the broadcast, right? Yeah, I just was checking, making sure. You don't hear our guys. Have you watched one of our games with?
Oh yeah, I have. I've there's been the odd occasion. Maybe the broadcast view at times gives us
a better.
So I think our guys Adam and Rob do a great job. There's definitely a lot of people around the league I have to mute. If we do use the broadcast feed at all, I always find it interesting just not to be influenced by anything. Just like to watch it with Spidio, tactical.
Because it's exactly. I was just going to say it's a little higher up. You get to a little more of a view. It's a little more zoomed out, so you can actually see the pieces. We had for the final we had a drone cam, and we wanted to see how much we could see tactics. And we're like, not quite what we thought, but we're tinkering, trying to figure out how to do that.
I mean, I wanted to share. I mean, we use a drone for training.
Yeah,
and it's amazing.
Yeah,
and it's the first time I've used a drone because previous clubs it's been the Spidio on the training, but the drone is pretty pretty good in terms of really seeing the lines and seeing the space, and you can see who's not where they should be.
I think it's also really good for showing people who maybe don't understand the tactics of soccer.
Yeah.
Like that is the best way to be able to see, like, okay, you see this guy, like it's very simple when you look at it from that view versus side on.
That's true, and I think this is where the game's evolved now as well. The illustration that you can put on, circle guys, put circles and lines, and whereas you can see the shape, you can see the space. I think that helps the guys a lot because they all learn in different ways. So being able to show someone, here's the space, here's where we need to run. It's amazing. Yeah,
it's unbelievable. I even trying to understand things a little bit more myself. The higher up view, I understand why it makes more sense versus the TV view. I think that's probably with most sports too.
Yeah, but you know what's really interesting? See when you're actually watching on the sideline though, how difficult that can be.
Right.
As a viewpoint to then make decisions to impact the game because you're seeing everything at field level. So that is a challenge, and that's something that takes a wee bit of getting used to as a coach, is being able to try and analyse the game on field level, because when you're sitting up in the bleachers, you can definitely...
You can see more.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Especially with some of those opposing teams that have... this is more me complaining. The numbers of the other teams on some of these home games, I can't read them at all. It's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Have I don't know. Does that affect you at all?
I think some of the jerseys as well. Like
that's what I mean. Yeah, it's like it's like the same color.
Yeah.
I got good eyesight. If I can't see it, I'm sure other people can't see it. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to go on a tangent there.
Right.
I want to ask too. You got 3 games left. You got 3 games in a short period of time. How much does your guys' process change when you have short turnaround for these games?
It does because what we can get into the players, he's got to be realistic.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think actually that's been one of our players' strongest suits at times, where we're not going to get 3 days and training and video. Is going to be 1 meeting, 2 meetings. They've been really good, and you've just got to recognise that that's part of the challenge, and that's where you hope that the work you do in those full weeks and trying to have strong principles, you hope they come out. And I actually think the Orange County game has probably been the best example of that. We put the guys in a shape and a system that they should all know because they've been training it, they've been part of it, they've seen all the videos, and I thought they executed it really well. So that's why you can't just adapt for the opponent all the time, because if you've got that quick turnaround,
right,
it's just a bit of a wing and a prayer if you do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully our core principles in the next 3 games should show up.
How much in some of these bigger single elimination games you have guys who can play many different positions? I think like Michel Benitez, who, we signed him this offseason, didn't really know what to expect from him, and then he, especially that first half of the season, was probably our best player. Played a little bit everywhere. He played left center back when we had center back injuries, left wing, but he's been a little bit all over the place. How valuable is it to have guys like that? Roro does that a little bit. Nick Ross can go out on the wing, can come back to the mid. There's a lot of different guys. Dom Vonner. But how valuable is it to have those guys specifically in these games, in those single elimination games, that you can quickly change something, move a guy, not just from their one position they play?
Yeah, I think you name some of the guys like Michel. Obviously, been one that's been very versatile.
Yeah,
I think our midfielders are a good example. Roro, Nick, Blake, all can kind of play a lot of different roles. You need that. You definitely need that, because you don't always want to make a sub, to be able to change things. And then it's the balance, because you still need guys that can do 1 or 2 things really, really well and be elite that. So you don't want the whole team to be too versatile, because then you're probably not got strong enough attributes. So we I think we've got quite a nice mix at the moment, but that is going to be important.
Yeah, you mentioned Blake Willie, and I want to ask, just because I've just loved seeing him get better and better this year. He is, he got I think his first game this year. He came in and got a yellow card like 3 minutes in.
That's right.
And that has kind of been his not the yellow card, but he is just really feisty for what you would expect when you talk to him. It's impressive. He has even though the Wednesday game, he had a nice little couple really, really good moves. Got one TBB man of the match. Watching that guy grow maybe not as much physically as a fellow short guy. No offense, Blake. But man, has he been fun to watch on the field this year.
Yeah, listen, I want to coach a team that I'd enjoy watching. Definitely want to coach a team that I'd enjoy watching and fill it with players that I really enjoy. And you can enjoy different things, but Blake's definitely someone when he's on song, I enjoy watching him. I enjoy watching his energy.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching how positive he can be against Orange County. He's carried the ball a couple of times, like broke the lines, but then also the way he is against the ball. So I think you're right. That first game, got a yellow card. We were all a bit, how's he going to respond? He just carried on and played the experience. So he's been, it's been a fantastic first season for him, and I think he's continuing to push. And I thought he showed that again on Saturday with a great performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. All right, you've been in Sacramento a while. Have you gotten any time to go and do things at all? Not. I mean, it's been seasons since you got here, basically.
It's been almost a season. I think the last 2 or 3 months, though, particularly, we've been
jammed.
We've just been unbelievable. The staff, the players, we've spent a lot of time together. Our poor families, I don't think, have seen us an awful lot. We've had like long road trips. So in terms of the city of Sacramento, I've not been able to do too much. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to that come the end of the season, and really taking advantage of living in such a great place.
Have you been able to watch your son on the academy team much or no?
No, not as much as I'd like. I mean, I get the good fortune of being able to go down and watch all the academy teams train. When I stay at CRC and go down and watch Patrick, watch the other teams, and again, I think working with Adair and the academy coaches, it's an area that I really want to keep building and working together to try and just try and help improve. Because I think the guys we've got with DK, Chibi, Blake, I want the next guys to be coming through. I want it to be again just a great place for young players to learn their trade and improve. So I'm enjoying that, and looking forward to in the off season to being around the academy a bit more, doing some coaching, and then getting to watch my son play as well is a good part of that as well.
Yeah. No, I imagine. All right, Coach. Well, thank you. Appreciate you coming in. And we got a couple games coming up, and then playoffs. Yeah. I guess it's a fun time. Season's closing in quick, but this is where it gets a lot of fun. Yeah,
I love preparing for every game's a big game, right? But I love preparing for those games where it means that bit more. Yeah. You win or you're going home. I love that. That's what we're in the game for. It's the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, but I can't wait.
Yeah. All right. I'd love it.
Good, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Coach.
Cheers.